about race, about how we sit in our complexities in South Africa, how we sit in our collective consciousness, and how we can even, and what is amazing, this morning I've already had 2 stories, how we can dream about each other. And already somebody dreamt about me, and I'm going to dream about somebody else. So we're doing this is what's going on. Yeah. Right? So, which is a very exciting and an interesting space for us. And today we're returning to think about stigma and to help us illuminate pressing questions around what does it mean for our own social composition and even decomposition? What does it mean for our own social justice and even injustice? How do we start thinking through the activation that stigma pushes and proliferates ideas into the world of terrorism, of border control, of economic insecurities, of labor precariousness, of racism, and all the things that we understand that stigma holds in power. Today, we return and we're thinking about how do we channel ourselves as implicated witnesses? How do we channel ourselves as people, as researchers, as creators, as makers of the art, as recipients of art, as recipients of data, as makers of data, as irregular, as citizens, as immigrants, as disabled people, as ill, as elderly, and as males and females, and all of the other scarcities that we are. Today we're thinking through the centrality of stigma in producing those obscured bodies and how research can become a place where the obscure, the hidden can be very in the forefront and be seen. And in short, we're looking at how can we determine our life chances, and that stigma doesn't fragment us, but it becomes a space where we can be in and research together and think through things together. So we really appreciate that you came through for the past 2 days and today, and you are able to think through with us and to think through these projects that we're working on in Dramafele and that distinguish us, that heighten our daily lives, that make public discourse personal, that make the personal political, and the idea that we could reimagine and challenge and this powerful and enduring and inevitable force. Today, our program is very exciting. We have Qebile Dlamini with the Hillbow Theatre Project and Contact in partnership with the Nobile Frail Care Center, and then they're going to show us Young at Home. And why we thought that it's important to have this, it's part of that space that we hold, like different perspectives and contexts, and being able to see things from different places. And what Young at Home really shows us is an intergenerational production that brings together the youth and the elderly, looking at the experiences of what does it mean to be young at home. So we're really grateful to Qebile and the project and Gerard that they could bring it to us in this way. And then after that, we're going to have a tea, no, we're not having a tea break. We're moving. After that, we will, then we will have a facilitation moment, and she will run that facility so you can be able to speak back to it. Then, in this space, we will have a discussion on blood sugars, a project that Dramafele has worked on with public health and communication, and how they've worked through this collaborative project around sugar diabetes and communication in hospitals. And then in the classroom, we will have a performance as research presentation by Irene Stefano and Tamara Gur. And this is really a framework around Irene's work where she's thinking through what does it mean to be living healthy and happy with MS. And then we'll have a tea break after that. And then after that tea break, we will close up the session and just reflect a bit on the past 2 days. And yeah, any happiness? Thank you so much to Qebile, and let's give them a round of applause.
His father.
When my father tried to kill himself, ngazibuza ukuthi makangishiya ungishiya nobani? Makangishiya mina nobhuti omncane sokondliwa ubani? Ngase ngikhethe indoda ekhaya udetani kafuze fulele amashiya amahloko zoshumayela ogqilazi benginabangani abaningi sithi madala sicoceke lonke naqala bamifola bengimdinga umama ngoba ngiyintombazane ngidinga uthando lukamama ngakubuza ubaba baba uphi umama baba uphi umama
Mama. Uphi baba mina? Mama. Uphi baba ngizolala? Mama. Uphi baba? Mama ngiphendule. Mama ngiphendule uphi baba? Mama. Mama ngiphendule. Mama ngiphendule, mama uphi baba mama? Mama ngiphendule mama. Dala umfihlele mama uphi baba mama?
Once upon a time, there was a boy who didn't know his father. Ngambuza umama. Mama. Uphi baba? Mama. Uphi baba?
Ubaba kasekho nganyama, ubaba kasekho nganyama, ubaba kasekho nganyama.
Ngaqhubeka ngahlala emashelter for iminyaka neminyaka ngamazwi ubaba. Ngambuza umama, mama, ngabe ubaba usidudla? Mama, ngabe ubaba mude? Mama, ngabe ubaba mqondo? Ngisho nesithombe sakhe, isithombe angizange ngasibona. Mama bengifisa ukuyethuna endakhe kodwa khona ngoba mina noSisi sakhulela emashelter. Mama, wangishiya ngizosala nobani mama? Mama wangishiya ngizosala nobani mama? Mama, ungangishiyi mama.
Umama kasekho nganyama, umama kasekho.
Mama, ungangishiyi mama. Ngiyacela mama. Mama ngizosala nobani mama?
Umama kasekho.
Mama ngizosala nobani?
Umama kasekho nganyama, umama kasekho nganyama.
Ngizosala nobani mama?
Umama kasekho nganyama, umama kasekho nganyama, umama kasekho nganyama.
Margaret, kwenze njani?
Mama, akukhonto mama, tata, ungandibethi tata.
Margaret, khambe uthenga amasi.
Mama, ndifuna ufunda mama, tata, ungandibethi tata.
Margaret, kwenze njani?
Mama, akukhonto mama, tata, ungandibethi tata.
Mna ndikhule umama notata sebahlukene. Utata wayembethe umama. Hayi tata sumbethe umama. Sumbethe umama tata. Sumbethe umama. Sumbethe umama tata. Sumbethe umama. Ndandingakwazi ukutsho nto ngokuba ndasasemncinci andibethe tata. Nana tata sasilisa iinkomo. Jamluti. Hayi Jamluti, sungene emasimini Jamluti. Hayi Jamluti, sungene emasimini Jamluti. Hayi Jamluti, sungene emasimini Jamluti. Sungene emasimini. Tata, naxolisa tata. Ungandibethi tata. Ungandibethi tata. Hayi tata sumbethe tata. Ungandibethi tata. Ungandibethi tata. Ungandibethi tata. Uyandibethi tata. Wangithatha umakhulu wandisa kumama ndahlala nomama xa ndifika phaa ndayaphuma umsebenzi ndasebenza efactory usisi wayingena masilanda sinomama masisaphe salti sahamba sinomama safika phefalti sahlala nosisi nomama kodwa sagula sayehlale home ewe kumande home basinikeza ukutya sihamba noneso hlamba usisi ewe kumande home ewe
My son, where are you? I've been looking for you all over. I've got a watch for you. Please come this way.
I got this watch from my father. I'm sure you guys are saying right now he's a good man and will give his son one. But I don't know my father. 15 years down the line, I grew up with my mother. He wasn't there to support me. He wasn't there to give me the care that I needed. As a boy growing up, not knowing my mother, it was very hard. Not knowing my father where he is, it was very painful. And then he comes up. 15 years, he just comes up now and gives me this watch, telling me that he loves me. Where was he all these 15 years ago? When he gave me this watch, I was happy, of course, I wouldn't be able to receive my watch from his father. But then I had questions. I asked myself, like, if he gives me this watch, does he mean that the time that I was lost will come back? But I guess I didn't find it. I'm very grateful to my mom for what she did. Mama Nyabo.
Baba uku mama.
Mama, uku baba.
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 Uku mama.
Mama, uku baba.
Baba uku mama.
Mama, uku baba. Mama, uku baba.
Kodwa kafuni ube nabangani bakho.
Hayi, uthi sheshe nguye. Akafuni ukuthandana nenye indoda.
Gogo, batshela ukuthi ekhaya kuphi gogo.
Ekhaya sezola 2-204 kubo kaMbudi.
Nani? Umkhwenyana wami uMatewu.
Oh, Senkomi, Nikomile, Senapelezela, yokhuluma amadoda.
Gogo, batshela ukuthi kwayenzakalani.
Sadala isitokfela ekhaya.
Asitokela.
Batshele gogo.
Sadala isitokfela ekhaya. Nama ingane ezinye. Ngathi sengiyiphelezela ke. Sale number 2 ekhaya. Uzola 2. Khona kubangani bami usezola 1. Manje ngabaphelezela ke. Saya ezola 1. Base ngihlala nomkhonyana wami. Bavela bangigwaza la. Wangishaya ekhaya. Ekhanda amabhodlela kaBhi. Wangishaya. Bangithatha bangangena la kwamzala kwami bangigunde ekhanda bangisusa inwele kwamzala. Bangithatha bangisebhara ngifike ngestiswa khona. Ngestiswa ngabuya ngezekhaya. Ngithe ngibuya ngezekhaya uma wanginika imali. Wathamba kuye abantu wakhe eThekwini. Usuzo kusakwa kubaba wakho kwaSi.
Mangifika ke kwasi.
Ngangifika.
Ngafika ngaduma. Bangibiza umthizimani, uXhabo, uma-ex. Bonke bezwa ngakho. Kodwa ngokuhamba kwesikhathi watshintsha konke lokho. Ngadayisa imoto zami ngazidla. Abantwana bami bafika bangithatha bangise home wayehlala nabo nogogo. Kodwa ngelinye ilanga uzophuma mina lana. Gogo batshela ukuthi uzophuma uhambe yephi gogo.
Ngihamba ngeyela wami emgokolwane.
Angeke ngize ngihlale nawe nomphelo. Uzophuma mina lana. Angeke ngize ngihlale nawe nomphelo. Uzophuma mina lana. Angeke ngize ngihlale nawe nomphelo. Ngiyathembisa Mama. Ngizophuma mina lana. Angeke ngize ngihlale nawe nomphelo. But the number of Gogo, thula bayabuza sekuzoqasha.
And fishes, often near those and knitted themselves. My remains those who carry the honor, and we are fortunate to defend his love well. We have been chosen.
Mr. Henry's sister is clean and clever. House spotless, car spotless.
Mr. Henry doesn't understand why women tolerate men that hit them. Mr. Henry doesn't understand why women tolerate men that hit them.
Well, They don't want a man like me.
I, Takano. They don't want a man like Mr. Henry. Not when.
Women with education want men with big cars. Love is about knowing each other. Take her to the beach. Perhaps the restaurant. Make eggs for her. Or yes, she should cook too. Ladies, shall we?
ndandoḓovha livhuwa khotsi yanga for lufuno vhe vha mphaloni ndi kha ḓivha muṱuku. Ndi a zwiḓivha zwa uri vha tshi vhuya vho kambiwa vha tshi bva nga matsheloni vha tshi ya mushumoni mara vha tshi ntsia na tshelede ya zwiḽiwa. Khotsi yanga ndi a vha livhuwa na nṋe ndi tshi hula ndi a ṱoḓa ḓi wana ndi khou sumbedza lufuno kha vhana vhanga. Ndi a livhuwa khotsi yanga vha eḓele nga mulayo, 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 vha eḓele nga mulayo.
Ngokuyi-28 March, kwi-birthday yami. Ngi-expecta ukuthi uthathe happy birthday, especially mamami. Mara ngeke umuntu othe happy birthday. Ngahamba ngekhoneni lami, ngayokhala. Baba mafika wazangibuza ukuthi ngifunani. Ngathi builda. Ngathi ayikhenile. Ngathi cha. Mama wathi ngiyogeza, uzongibiza. Ngayogeza, wangibiza. Manyathela senyanga. Amaqanda. Kubiza. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Setso. Happy birthday to you. Masika ngapha. Ubaba mwagula waphatha i-chicken pox. Wayithelela kimi, ngayithelela kumamami, mama wayithelela umntwana yethu omncane. Ubaba muye mekakwazi ukudrayiva, so mekafanele athengele umuthi nocalamine. Manje i-chicken pox ayifuni ilanga, umoya or imvula. Eyakhe yaba worse. Bafanele bam-admit esibhedlela, bashonele esibhedlela. Every time ngiyi-28, this is how I remember my father.
Happy birthday to you.
This is a happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. To this is a happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Akushayela u-6 manje mesami sesikoleni. Bese ngisabuke ekhishini ngedwa. Ngisaba usanele. Bengasamtholi kahle. Bengasazi ukuthi uzongenzani. Emva kwalokho ngase ngiyahamba emfuleni. Mangifika emfuleni, ngathatha igazi lami lasesikhathini. Ngalifaka emakhaleni, ngayibhulekisa. Sizani! Umakhelwane Sizani, nayi nganifa, phuthumani! Ngamshilo ngathi le ngane inamadlozi. Nisakhuluma ngamadlozi. Le ngane ithakathile. Hayi bo, lethani iswazo noma ngifuna ngoNtombazana. Nkosi yami, mina le ngane ngizoyithandazela. Angifuni ukuthinta umuntu phela mina ngiyakholwa. Sizani! Sizani! Nayi nganifa! Sizani! 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 Ngabezwa bonke. Kodwa wangekho okuyikhona. Wena uzosibona kuma afana. Ukhuluma le ngayini? Awuyindawo sifuna ukuzuthi. Baba, ngibhala lencwadi Ukutshela ngakho konke okwenzakala ekhaya. Baba ngiyahlukumezeka. Angazi ukuthi indaba bengakutsheli. Ingakho esengithatha isinqumo sokuthi ngiyahamba. Angazi ukuthi ngiyaphi. Kodwa ngiyahamba. Ngayithatha incwadi. Ngayifaka ephaketheni.
Abantwana bangabasangakeleli. Kudala ngibhale incwadi abantwana bangabangakeleli. Thothe abanginakelela abantwana bami sengibathe ngibhale incwadi abangiphenduli. Ngibhale incwadi abantwana bangabangakeleli. Yonke into ngisebathe ngiyababhalela baphendula benzini ngathi ungcono ngayinikala-ke mina ngathi ungcono uyayihlalele home njengoba ngiyihlalele home njengoba ngihleli ka-home ayikho into engihluphayo futhi ngoba ngihlezi e-home angihlushwa yilutho noma bengekho eduze kwami anginandaba bozibonela ukuthi bazophelelaphi bazongikhumbula kodwa emva kwesikhathi asokufika isikhathi umzuzu isikhathi sifikile insimbi isikhala isincencetha ebese beshona sekeyalanhlabathini bazofuzeka ukuthi uma wena ukuphi ficakala ukuthi mawabo abamazi ukuthi ngikuphi ngithi kuyemini la bekhona bazozibona akusindaba yami ngoba sengibathe ngiyabhala incwadi abangiphenduli abenzini ayikho into abayenzayo abantwana ngiyababhalela abaphenduli ngithi-ke ungcono-ke ngathi ungcono ngizinikele home ngiyayihlalele home ngiyaveza ngoba ngayihlalele ngahamba ngayihlalele home ngoba bengihlezi kamnandi e-home ayikho into engihluphayo abase-home banginakelele angihlushwa yiniksi indaba abantwana ngikhathele yibo inhliziyo mangifuna lokhu ngikhuluma indaba abantwana la ngikhali ngiyembezi ngabantwana abantwana bengekho kimi bangangibhaleli bengenzini kodwa uNkulunkulu ngibabekile uNkulunkulu khona uzofika usazo omncane bazobathi uzomshaywa uNkulunkulu khona ngibekile uJehova phambi kobuso bami ngathi uNkulunkulu bazomshaya abantwana ngicela
Wayithola incwadi uthisha. Wangitholela ama-social worker athi ngihamba ngiyohlala nobaba eGoli. Futhi sahlala naye ubaba namanje eGoli. Ubaba mina noba siyayikhipha angithengele ichikilikini nenandosi ne-KFC ngoba uyazi ukuthi mina ngithanda inyama. Kodwa baba uphi mama?
Mama uphi baba?
Once upon a time, there was a boy who didn't know his father. But then, Kamura.
Ungangibethi tata. Mama, mina sibuyele ekhaya manje. Umuntu uzokubulala. Gogo, batshela ngokuganyela.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Santo. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Santo. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Santo. Happy birthday to
like to invite you to have a conversation. It's been really fantastic to bring Young at Home to the DFL Symposium, and thank you. And so is there anyone that would like to ask a question, give a comment? Yeah, let's start the call.
I just want to say, whoa, thank you. Yeah. That was so good. And thank you for the love that you gave me this morning.
I suppose just to give you some context, we collaborated with the Tswelopele Frelke Centre last year for the first time. At a time when we usually engage the passion play, and we've engaged that in various ways and tried to provoke that narrative as best we can. So last year we started a collaboration looking at stories around belief systems, the Easter period, Passover, the strange time where we celebrate a season that's not part of us. And so we continued this collaboration, which has become another home in Hillbrow, and bringing two homes together. And this has been made possible through some Danish funding, a company called Contact. We're very sad Tswelopele are leaving Hillbrow, but they're moving into a much better building where there's some outside areas, some grass, and some better communal spaces.
I wanted to really commend the guys. I really enjoyed that piece, and I thought it was quite beautiful that the subjects who are involved in the stories get a chance to participate themselves and get to tell their own stories. In South Africa, there's a very strong relationship between, and I'm not sure if this works for everyone, between the grandchild and the grandparents. And in most cases, it's great to get to, as an audience, experience, the subjects themselves telling their own stories rather than just performance. I thought that was beautiful, guys. That was a lovely piece. The directorial choices, the soundscapes, the movements. I found myself knees deep. It was beautiful.
Thank you so much for sharing the work. And as I was watching, because I've been thinking about a paper for acetate and I didn't know what it was, and I've been struggling to write it down, and that's why I love Hillbrow Theatre so much, is that the work just hits home, and I'm very interested in this idea of home, and my paper explores it, and this is just another perspective of what home is, and this is my case study. This is exactly what I needed to just get me into that, and because I'm so used to home as a structure, but your work constantly challenged me of home is fluid. My understanding of home for the old age is changing, and your work is, I don't know, it's so personal to me, and the work you do is phenomenal.
As a director, I'd love you to talk about how you've gone about making the work. And I don't think there are many projects in South Africa that are intergenerational, that are purposefully intergenerational, and purposefully trying to bridge a very deep gap between the elderly and the younger generation. So what have you done? I saw a preview and it's grown and it's changed and it's taken shape. What's transpired? What was your approach and how have you managed to weave this together?
I think firstly, I think it was a privilege to work with the old age and the kids last year. So one could really see where to start and what to really do when you put the energies together, because these are two energies. There's a slow one and there's a very, very high one, and I'm in between these two energies. So making both energies meet and having a common ground, it was difficult at first, because with the games you find that when we play, the kids are faster, and then when it comes to the goggles, it goes. So those small things, I took them in the process of rehearsal, and I looked at how can both work together and find a common ground. I think also for me, being in between the two generations, being experienced their generation and looking into but looking into going into the generation, it gave me the platform to be able to understand both sides. But I must really say that it wasn't an easy process, but with the crew that I had, I worked with Jefferson Shabalala, with Sonia Hadebe, Tata Mashamu, Shwal. I think it's about painting the vision to them and saying, this is what I want, this is what I see here, this is what I see here, and automatically we all were in the same groove and we all wanted to see this moving, and everyone understood where we're going. So the machine just started moving and moving and moving and moving and moving. But again, it's keeping both generations entertained. And for the fact that this generation loved very much to experience this generation, to be with this generation. And this generation, most of them, they stay in Hillbrow. So they only visit their grandmothers maybe December or whatever, but they got time to really sit down and talk with old people. So the sharing of those stories somehow opened up both generations, and then they were able to work together. So, yeah.
I'm curious what the younger people in the past learned and what elders
They taught us how to be patient. Because when you kids, you just want something quick, like let's move. But then they taught us that we will get there, just wait.
Siyabonga thina phethe kwethu umntwana ney'ngane zonke lezi nezalukwazi, siyabonga ukwenza kwakhe njengoba sesigcwele nizosibuka niba ngaka, siyajabula ungathi ungaya phambili futhi sisesokhuluma kuma-generation.
The pleasure
It was a pleasure working. It's full of energy and life.
Because she wants to make a show at night time with Elton John, Candle in the Wind.
I had an assignment about storytelling when I arrived at 8 February, and I phoned home. And one thing that I noticed is our grannies, our aunties, they want to talk to us. And it's us that
who don't want to talk to, who don't have time for them. We are busy running with the weather. And it's easy, and you feel the love when you are listening to them. Hey, when you tell the story, make sure this and this and make sure, and that shows they want to be part of the story. And sometimes we should forget about perfection. Be perfect. And make it it's real. This is us and our grannies, and we relate so well in this manner. To stop and just take it easy and enjoy it. Don't want good people. You don't have to be perfect. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Abantwana sidlala nabantwana siyajabula inhliziyo zethu zinhle kumnandi kabi njengoba nivele kangaka sizwa siyajabula futhi ngingangathi ningaqhubekela phambili siyabonga abokhokho nabogogo nabosombukalo.
What are you talking about being perfect? This was perfect. No, but I get you. I get because I was going to talk about the imperfections that are
perfect.
the imperfections that makes the moments so real. But the way they handled it, like the little one, I saw one young going to say, Coco, Kamakala, and Coco taking her time, and that interaction of the not so perfect, but so perfect, the play there was just